what's up everyone, it's your girl Brainy Shanae, and today I'm here to share with you my February TBR, so let's get to it. So first off, I would like to say happy Black History Month. There's a lot of great books that I have in this stack. Majority of it is going to be by Black authors, of course, and a lot of these are really popular titles. I feel like this month with a lot of Black authors and stuff, especially in January, there's been a lot of great releases that I really look forward to. Most of these books are from my local library. I'm doing my best to utilize my library as much as possible this year. And also still support Black authors and also support BIPOC authors as much as possible. So for this first book, these two first books that I personally own. This first one, I saw this in the store one day. I had credits that I wanted to use, and so I'm like, okay, this sounds like an interesting book. So the first one I have here is Gate to Kagoshima. This is by Poppy Kuroki. It says an ancestor memories fantasy. And so I'm like, oh, okay. And then so the cover got me because I'm thinking of a samurai. And then I love the edges on this book as well, if you want to get a glimpse at that. And so for this book, it says, while in Japan researching her family's history, a vicious typhoon sends Isla Mackenzie 128 years back in time to the dawn of the Satsuma Rebellion. There she meets her ancestors and a charismatic samurai, Kai, with whom she unexpectedly finds romance. But unlike her beloved, Isla knows about the looming samurai rebellion and Kai's fate. Should she attempt to change history or somehow make her way back to the life she'd had before? Compulsively readable, historically grounded, and irresistibly immersive, Gate to Kagoshima is an unforgettable tale of duty and timeless love. And so literally as I'm reading the synopsis to you, I'm thinking about Outlander so much. Like even on the front for the blurb by Marie Claire, it says an action-packed adventure blends Outlander by way of the Before the Coffee Gets Cold. So I'm excited to jump into this. Like I've become a huge fan of Japanese history and whatnot, and I also intend to go to Japan next year in 2026. So I'm really looking forward to this. I don't know much about the author. It says Poppy Kuroki was born in Scotland and now lives near Tokyo in a lovely town by the sea. So we're looking forward to this. Let me know if you read this book down below in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts about it. So I'm like, all right, it's mostly what's a cover by for me. So hopefully I'll enjoy it. So here's the first book that I'll be reading. The second book, this is part of a read-along that the Curious Owl Gabby is doing. So the first, last month we read this and Apprentice Assassin. So now we're reading the second book, which is this right here, which this is a Royal Assassins. This is book 2 of the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb. Real looking forward to reading this. I'm so excited to be jumping into this world. I've heard nothing but great things about Robin Hobb, so I'm really excited about it. So here's this one. The next one, which I'm currently reading, I love the first book. This is book 2 of the Daughter of the Three Waters trilogy. And so we have The Wind on Her Tongue by Anita Kopax. Love the first book, by the way, and of Shallow Waters. So I'm really excited about this, and I love the cover. I want to be surprised with this book, so I'm not going to read the synopsis. But once again, this cover is beautiful and it's stunning, and I definitely cannot wait to jump back in regarding this. But I'll give you a little snip. It says Oya, the Yoruba deity of the weather, is brought to life during 1870s America, and this lyrical and stirring companion to the spellbinding Harper's Bazaar Shallow Waters. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I'm currently reading it. Well, I'm about to start reading it. Let me say that. I haven't read it yet, but I have a feeling I'm going to love it. So here is this. Here is the next one by Imani Perry. This is Black and Blues. This is How a Color Tells the Story of My People. I just finished reading this, and I love this, especially when it talks about the significance of the color blue in the Black community and also its history. So I really enjoyed this, and I'll even read the synopsis. It says, a surprisingly beautiful meditation on the color blue and its fascinating role in Black history and culture. And it says, throughout history, Black life has been remarkably intertwined with another color, blue. In daily life, it is evoked in countless ways, from the hopefulness of a blue sky to the deep melancholy of Louis Armstrong's question, what did I do to be so black and blue? In this book, celebrating author Imani Perry uses the words the world's favorite color as a springboard for a riveting emotional, cultural, and spiritual journey, an examination of race and blackness that transcends politics or ideology. Perry traces both blue and blackness from their earliest roots to their many embodiments of contemporary culture, drawing deeply from our own life as well as from art and history, the dyed indigo cloths of West Africa that were traded for human life in the 16th century, the fundamentally American art form of blues music, sitting at the crossroads of pain and pleasure, the blue flowers Perry plants to honor a loved one gone too soon. Pungent, spellbinding, and utterly original, Black and Blues is a brilliant work that could only have come from the mind of one of our greatest writers. So I really love this book. I highly recommend that you pick this book up. It's a book that if Imani Perry ever comes to Ohio, I would definitely buy this book and have her sign it because it's so freaking good. Like, I was reading the acknowledgments as well, and like I'll give you a little snippet of it where it says, the archive I've turned to write this book is so expansive that any thorough acknowledgement would be far longer than the manuscript pages. I hope, however, that each name and event on each page sends readers on a journey of discovery to learn each story with greater detail and nuance. This book is a quilt literally only made possible by thousands of scholars, thinkers, artists, and authors. And so this book has a lot of great people in here that she brings up. She brings up Zora Neale Hurston. She brings up Toni Morrison. She brings up so many great people. She brings up Whitney Houston in this book as well. So I highly recommend that you do so. Like, also, one of my goals this year was to read more nonfiction, and I feel like I'm on a really good start. But yeah, this was so freaking good. You'll hear more about this book when I do my my mid-month wrap up for February. But yeah, loved it. Okay, now on to the next book. We have here The Legend of Manika. This is by Kritika H. Rao. It says, seduction is her weapon, love is her destiny. I saw this at my library and I thought like I would give it a try. It says, Kritika H. Rao weaves a luscious, exhilarating fantasy inspired by one of the most famous romances in Hindu mythology. A celestial dancer is tasked with seducing a human sage, but when she finds herself falling in love with her mark, she will be forced to choose between duty and desire. So already I was like, oh, it's a Hindu? Like, this is regarding like Hindu mythology? I'm here for it. So I was like, I'll give this a try. So this is another one that I'm looking forward to reading in February. The next book, where I'm really excited to get into this one, I'm even debating if I want to get a physical copy of this, but this is from my local library as well, and that is Junie. This is by Aaron Crosby Eckstein, and it's even the Good America Book Club. So it's part of that. It already has this little symbol right here, and I'm really looking forward to this book. It looks really good, and I really love this cover. And so for the synopsis, it says, a young girl must face a life-altering decision after awakening her sister's ghost, navigating truths about love, friendship, and power as the Civil War looms. So this is set during the time of the Civil War. So it goes on to say, 16 years old and enslaved since she was born, Junie has spent her life on Bellarine Plantation, Alabama, cooking and cleaning alongside her family and tending to the white master's daughter, Violet. Her daydreams are filled with poetry and faraway worlds, while she spends her nights secretly roaming through the forest, consumed with grief over the sudden death of her older sister, Minnie. When wealthy guests arrive from New Orleans, hinting at marriage for Violet and upending Junie's life, Junie commits a desperate act, one that rouses Minnie's spirit from the grave, tethered to this world unless Junie can free her. She enlists the aid of Caleb, the guest's coachman, and their friendship soon becomes something more. Yet, as long-held truths begin to crumble, she realizes that Bellarine is harboring dark and horrifying secrets that can no longer be ignored. With time ticking down, Junie begins to push against the harsh current that has controlled her entire life. As she grapples with an increasingly unfamiliar world in which she has little agency, she is forced to ask herself, when we choose love and liberation, what must we leave behind? So I'm really looking forward to this book. Like, I'm so serious. I'm really thinking about having this as part of my collection, but I wanted to still use my library as possible. But if I love this book, as I think I will love it as much as I think I do, I probably will get a physical copy of this. But this cover is also mesmerizing and it's so freaking beautiful. I love it. So really looking forward to this one. Next one, really excited. I believe this is a YA. This is Needy Little Things by Chanel Desamores. So we have this one. I think you've seen, I feel like a few people have seen this circulating on social media, rather on TikTok or Instagram or even BookTube. But I'm really excited for this one. It says, Soraya Lee Bryant can hear what people need, tangible things like a pencil, a hair tie, a phone charger, an ability only her family and her best friend Malcolm know the truth about. But when she fulfills a need for her friend Deja, who vanishes shortly after, Soraya is left wondering if her ability is more curse than gift. This isn't the first time one of her friends has landed on the missing persons list, and she's determined not to let her become yet another forgotten Black girl. I'm here for it, and I'm really excited about this. And Chanel Desamores, hopefully I'm saying her name right. If not, I do apologize. It says, is a high school science teacher from Atlanta, Georgia, who loves writing tales about magical Black girls. When she's not napping to recover from her 5 a.m. writing sessions, she can be found building tiny homes on The Sims 4 or tending to her houseplants. Needy Little Things is her debut novel, which I'm even thinking about doing a book review for. So once I read it, you definitely stay tuned. Definitely hit that notification bell because I really am thinking of doing a book review for this one specifically. Next one, haven't heard people talking about the book that much, but I'm really excited because it has to do with vampires, and it's also by a Black author. And that is the last one by Rachel Hazel Hall. And of course, it has beautiful sprayed edges at top of that. And on the back, it says, there are gods, there are humans, and then there's her. And then it goes on to say, an explosive and enthralling romantasy debut from New York Times bestselling author Rachel Hazel Hall. It says, thrown into a desolate land of sickness and unnatural beasts, Kai wakes up in the woods with no idea who she is or how she got there. All she knows is that if she cannot reach the Sea of Devour, even this hellscape will get worse. But when she sees the village blacksmith fight invaders with unspeakable skills, she decides to accept his offer of help. Too bad he's as skilled at annoying her as he is at fighting. As she searches for answers, Kai only finds more questions, especially regarding the blacksmith who can ignite her body like a flame, then douse it with ice in the next breath. And no one is what or who they appear to be in the kingdom of Vinvidus, including the man whose secrets might be as deadly as the land itself. So, I don't know. For some reason, I thought there's vampires in it. I could completely be wrong because this is the vibe that I'm not getting. It is a romantasy. It's a hit or miss on romantasies when it comes to me. But I'm really excited to get into this. I haven't heard much about it. I haven't heard a lot of chatter about it, I put it that way. So I'm really excited to get into this one, and we'll see. Maybe I'll do like a smidge of a book review. We'll see. It'll definitely will be part of my wrap up for February. So definitely stay tuned for that. So here's this one. And then the next one, really excited for this one, and that is Good Dirt by Charmaine Wilkerson, who also wrote Black Cake. So here is this gorgeous book. It says, sometimes the only way forward is to look back. So and even on the blurb on the back, it says, a remarkably exploration of family bonds, grief, heartbreak, friendship, and the deep scars of slavery and racism. Good Dirt seamlessly links the tragedies and resilience of our past in a way that is both brilliantly resonant and heartbreakingly beautiful. This novel solidifies Charmaine Wilkerson's place as one of the great multi-generational storytellers of our time. So, I'm really here for this book. You definitely will be probably going to hear a book review from me when it comes to this book as well. Like, why not? It's Black History Month. It's February. Anyway, even if it's not February, this is all year round. We should be supporting Black authors, hands down. Like, when you're on my channel, that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get majority of a lot of books by Black authors, and also by BIPOC authors as well. But majority is gonna be Black authors. So I'm really excited to get into this. Charmaine Wilkerson, I heard nothing but great things about this book, so I'm really excited. But here is another one I look forward to. The next one, one of my coworkers suggested this to me, and we're doing a thing where we both they give us recommendations and we read the book, a certain book each month. I have The Resurrectionist. This is by A. Ray Dunlap. This is a new book that also just was released, so I'm really excited, and this is also from my local library. It says, a dazzling debut novel of dark academia in the early 19th century. The Resurrectionist brings to life the deliciously macabre adventures of a young medical student lured into the illicit underworld of body snatching. Historical fiction, true crime, and romance intertwine in a harrowing tale of murder, greed, and the grisly origins of modern medicine. So it looks like this is taking place in Edinburgh, Scotland in 1828. All right, so it's definitely historical. Even on the back, it says, It says, portrait of the medical student as a young body snatcher. Yet I must insist that in the end, this is not a story about death. It is perhaps a life story, or even, yes, a love story. It is the story of how I clawed my way from the decay of a crumbling legacy into the modern era of reason and science. It is the story of how I escaped the prison of archaic superstition to the freedom of enlightenment. It is the story of how a rose can blossom from even the bloodiest soil, of how light can grow from shadow, how love can grow from despair. This, dear reader, is the story of my resurrection. So yeah, I'm really excited to get into this. I haven't heard much about it. If you read this book, let me know down below in the comments what your ratings was, what kind of vibes were you getting when you were reading this or when you read it. But yeah, this is another one looking forward to read. So here is this one. And then also I have my book club pick, which I'm really excited to read with my patrons, which I also have my Patreon link down below in the subscription. If you would like to join, it is $4. And that is going to be Grave Empire. This is by Richard Swan. I'm really looking forward to this book. I feel like it's gotten a lot of hype. It has a lot of special editions already for this book. So I'm really excited for it, like super excited. So like, once again, like if you want to join, definitely hit that link in my subscription and join my Patreon. Literally, we have the live discussions in the following month, so you have a month and an extra week in order to read this book, and you even have that week if you want to just read it that week, so it's fresh in your mind, and so that way when you're ready to, when you attend the live discussion, it's fresh in your brain to have a discussion about it. So really looking forward to that. But once again, we have Grave Empire, which is right here. And then last but not least, we have The Queen's Spade. This is by Sarah Raleigh. We're looking forward to this. I've seen a lot of people read this book, so I'm excited. It says a young lady can take only so many injuries before humiliation and an insult forge a vow of revenge. Oh, this sounds so freaking good. Even on the blurb, it says murder, desire, and Machiavellian plotting combined in this unflinching page turner. Revenge and justice have never been so satisfying. Oh my God. It says bold, incisive, and deliciously ruthless. And this is a gripping exploration of revenge, justice, and the force of power of feminine rage. Oh my gosh. So this sounds really good. This is my first book by Sarah Raleigh. She had written her other books, which is the Bones of Ruin trilogy, which is maybe something that I'll probably read sometime this year. But really looking forward to this one. It goes on to say the year is 1862 and murderous desires are simmering in England. Sarah Forbes Bonetta, Sally, once a princess of the Igboto clan, desires one thing above all else: revenge against the British crown and its system of colonial humanitarianism, which stole her dignity and transformed her into royal property. From military men to political leaders, she's vowed to ruin all who've had a hand in her afflictions. The top of her list, her godmother, Britain's mighty monarch, Queen Victoria. Oh, snap! Say less. Say less. I'm here for it. I am here for it. So, and it looks like a fast read as well. There's only around maybe 400 pages. So really looking forward to this. Let me know if you read this one already. I feel like it should be on people's radar because it sounds so freaking good and so freaking amazing, especially a girl on a rampage on getting revenge, and her first up is her godmother, Queen Victoria. Say less. Say fucking less. But that is it. So that is my February TBR. I know it was all over the place, but as you can see, majority of it is Black authors, and it's going to be that way. Like, once again, you're going to get a lot of things from my channel, but one thing you will not miss out on is representation of Black authors and BIPOC authors at best. So just FYI. But thank you all so much for watching my video. Definitely stay tuned for a February mid-month wrap up because it's definitely coming. But once again, thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that bell to be notified when I upload more videos in the future. But once again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all are staying healthy and staying safe, and I will catch y'all next time. Bye, everyone.